to continue his work, the great job he has done.
I'm voting for a stronger, safer future, so vote Team Unity.
Check.
Election Day in St. Kitts Nevis is this Friday, June 5th, 2020. And we have all got to do our part, get out and vote. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you're ready. You must have been on the registered voters list before March 30th, 2020. Visit your local constituency office or SKNIS to check your name. The voters list would also tell you where your polling station is. Get to the polls. Polls open at 7 a.m. on Friday. Remember to get to the polling stations early, join the line and practice social distancing. Stand 6 feet apart. You'll need to wear a mask and you'll probably want a bottle of water. Remember, on election day, you can't wear any party symbols, candidate names, or carry any political paraphernalia. You can vote with any valid government-issued photo ID. Once you've made it inside, present your form of ID to the registration clerk. You'll be asked to remove your mask, check your identity. You will be required to state your name, occupation, and address. Cast your vote. The presiding officer will present you with a ballot to explain the instructions. You will then be sent to go into the booth to make your mark. Ensure that it doesn't touch the side of the box on the ballot, or it will be considered spoiled. If you're having trouble, you can request a new ballot. Refold the ballot and return it to the officer. After giving it to the presiding officer, you will be asked to sanitize your hands before dipping your finger into the ink. Failure to do this will cause your vote to be declared spoiled. The presiding officer will then show you your ballot being deposited into the box. However, you can request to do it yourself. Now, you've done your civic duty and you're free to go. Remember, we made the progress because you made the change. Vote Team Unity for a stronger, safer future.
One make a money get you bread better. Peace and yes, that's a keep no argument. We don't want no peace, want no strength.
Team Unity government is a high-performing government, and it is a government that is working for you.
Look how the nation is on the rise. Look how the place just full of vibes. East and west have to civilize. Our twin federation is on the rise.
Working with the people of our twin islands, your Team Unity government is delivering a new style of leadership that has set St. Kitts and Nevis in the right direction. Our federation now has a safer, stronger future to look forward to with real opportunities for all.
Good evening again. We want to apologize for that technical glitch and difficulty. I know we had the hype going, so we got to get it up again because we want to introduce to you our Prime Minister, the best Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Sylvester Harris to the microphone.
Thank you very much. Harris again. And again. And Team Unity again. St. Kitts and Nevis, I love you again. I will work harder for you again. Tomorrow begins the rest of our lives for the next 5 years. Tomorrow, you have a choice to make. A choice of the future or the choice of going back to the past. Tomorrow, you will decide whether you want a future where there are new jobs and where our young people, and there are so many of you here, where our young people have the opportunity to get ahead. A future where the Team Unity government will build more homes of better standard for all the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. A future where you are safe and you can venture out at night, as so many have been doing tonight. Or you can choose to go back to that sordid past, to the same old party, the same old Douglas, the same IMF debt that left so many young people future in tatters. It was the reckless spending of the Douglas regime that led to the land for debt swap that tied up nigh 17,000 acres of land and put it out of the reach of the people in Keon, the people in Lamberts, the people in Sandy Point, the people of Lodge Otleys. For me and my house, we shall choose the future, and we want a future that is stronger and safer than what we have now. If you want that future, let me hear you say yes. If you want that future, let me hear you say yes. Together with our Team Unity candidates, and with your love, your support, your prayers, we can have that beautiful future. As we stand tonight, we know that St. Kitts and Nevis is a blessed country. We know that God has been good to us. When we see what has been happening around the world, the most powerful country in problems, St. Kitts and Nevis stands out as one of the best managed country in the world, and you deserve a round of applause. When we determine, in response to the constitutional obligation, that we would call the general elections, and we will put it to the people, we understood that a general election is a matter of trust. A matter of trust. So tomorrow, when you're in the privacy of the polling booth, with your pencil in your hand, casting your secret ballot, you must ask yourself, who do you trust to keep our streets safer? Sean has told you that Team Unity has earned your trust by keeping the peace in St. Kitts and Nevis and driving the crime down. We did it in the short of 5 years. We did it in the short of 5 years, 20 years of a past leadership. St. Kitts and Nevis became a murder capital of the world. Within the short of 5 years, your government has done a nigh impossible job bringing home safety and peace to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We understood that we were a small country with a limited number of persons to advance our agenda of growth and development, and that we couldn't continue like that. Night after night, week after week, some mother, some father, some family in mourning. Too many innocent lives have been lost. And too many mothers up to this day are carrying in their heart the trauma and the pain of a son lost to violence and gun violence in particular. Team Unity says no more must die, and we have put a stop to that attitude where the former leader told us he didn't care about the killings. He said when people asked him about the homicides in the country, for him it was like water on the back of the duck. Quack, quack. Quack, quack. When our sons were being killed brutally, the answer of Dr. Denzel Douglas was quack, quack. Tomorrow, when you go to the polls, remember it is Team Unity that deliver the peace, and the peace is lasting.
When I heard the news, yeah, that man shut my buzz.
And you show your gratitude for the long journey we have traveled. How our young men can move from east to west, central to east, central to west, from city to rural parts without fear again. Their lives have been returned to normalcy. Some young man can be a better father, a better dad for his children, because we believe in peace. The question you must ask on polling day: who do you trust to keep your job safer? Only Team Unity can. When there was the period 2010 to 2015, no pandemic, no global recession of note, what did Douglas do? He froze the increments of civil servants 3 years in a row. You couldn't get $1 increase on your wages. In that period, what did he do? From 2012, he stopped the 2% honorarium which the workers would have had at the end of the year being paid to them. And all those workers at public works, at water department, at the government pantry were robbed of the honorarium. It took a compassionate response of a Team Unity government to restore it. Thanks to your government, we have done right to keep the jobs safer. And that is why in our manifesto, we say that we will put more people to work in new industries, in new subsectors, in agriculture, in tourism, in manufacturing, in financial services. St. Kitts and Nevis will lead the way. We have the record of creating more than 33,000 new jobs in St. Kitts and Nevis, a historic achievement for our country. And we say, based on our record, we have earned your trust. That is why we took the decision that in a few days' time, come the 1st of July, all who are on step shall for the first time become part of the permanent workforce of the government. That means now, you are now part of the pensionable establishment. Some of you have put in 7 years, 6 years, 5 years. All of that would have been wasted. Now we have instituted this policy. It means those years would no longer be wasted. It means for the first time, you will be able, come the 1st of July, to go to the bank with your job letter, and the loan officer will be ready to consider you. I ask you, who do you trust to keep debt in the country down? And the answer, yes, is unity. Somebody told you that we inherited $93 billion of indebtedness left by the last administration. And tonight, as we speak, St. Kitts and Nevis has the lowest debt to GDP ratio in the region. We are doing well. We achieved the target set for 2030, 12 years in advance, because we know how to manage money. I ask you, who do you trust? Who do you trust to keep you safe from COVID-19? Who do you trust? And the answer must be Team Unity. Because as we speak, to God be the glory, no deaths from COVID-19, no admissions from COVID-19, and all 15 cases nicely recovered. Put your hands together for our health team that led the way, and our security officers who are part of the front line. Our record of accomplishments, I won't spend too much time on, because you know it well. You know, in response to 2 hurricanes, for the first time in the history of our country, you had a government ready, cares enough to help you. No tarpaulin, brand new roof, brand new houses for several persons across the length and breadth of this country. Team Unity did that for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and make your home stronger and better for the future. That's what we did. Our record in terms of assisting the poor is second to none. When we launched the $500 program of assistance, they said it couldn't be done. They said where the money will come from. And they said they couldn't find it. We had to go in the pages of the budget and show them that they couldn't read well, because right there we had indicated from which head we will find the money. The money has come from our savings, from our prudent management of St. Kitts and Nevis. And as we speak, over $30 million have been paid out, and that program by your Team Unity government. You know someone, you know a friend, you know a villager who is benefiting from our poverty alleviation program. It couldn't happen for 20 years. In 5 years, it has happened. 5 years, we have done better under Team Unity than 20 years under the rejected party. Our record of successes can give you confidence that when we are speaking seriously, because we are committed to the ideas and we have a plan for their successful implementation. But yes, it is not only that we are looking to the future, it is not only that we have performed well, which must give you confidence, as to what the future holds. It is not only that our successful performance provides a platform on which you can put your confidence to the future. It is that we are the only party that has a real plan to take St. Kitts and Nevis forward and upwards. And we have set a great platform on which we can build that trust. That is why we speak in the next 5 years of bringing thousands of jobs to our country in all the major growth sectors of our country. That is why we speak to establishing a small business rescue fund to assist the small businesses all over the country make a fresh start again. That is why when the nurse lady called on the Win FM program to say down at the terminal, they were paying $200+ per month, and their stores, their shops were closed. And she asked about it. I said, don't bother. Don't bother. Forget the rent for the next 6 months. Because I knew that we had already discussed a special program of support to small businesses that will take them to a stronger and better place. That is why I made the appeal to landlords everywhere to take something off their rent so that the people who were suffering as a result of COVID, which we did not create, but which came here, those people could get a relief. That is why we asked the banks for 6 months to waive your mortgage payments so you don't have to pay principal nor interest. Because we had a plan and we had you in mind. And we say to you who are in small businesses, whatever the business is, we will support you with grant financing starting in July, when you go out tomorrow and you re-elect the Team Unity administration. You're giving your business a fresh start to go again and to prosper. I invite you to do that. We will continue to look after the young people. So many of you, with your dreams, with your imaginations, with your visions of a better quality of life. So many of you so gifted and talented. And we say that we will want to coordinate and to support all this talent, entrepreneurial zeal in our country. And to do that, we will create a brand new ministry responsible for entertainment, responsible for entrepreneurship, and responsible for youth development. That is the next ministry that come into being and will be there to assist all of our entertainers. All who have special talents in arts, in literature, in craft, whatever it is your talent. Cooking too will come under that. And so we will do all that for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We will expand. We will expand opportunities at Port Zante. And we will develop Port Zante as one of the safest spots in the post-COVID area. We are beginning to build the framework of a new marketing strategy that will bring more businesses, more cruise ship business to St. Kitts and Nevis in the aftermath of COVID-19. For the future, we have determined that we must elevate our farmers and fisher folks who work hard in the sun every day to feed us. That is why we have identified over 135 acres of land, which is being put to use by farmers in about 10 selected crops, because we are serious about food security in St. Kitts and Nevis. Yes, my fellow citizens. Yes, the electorate of St. Kitts and Nevis. Tomorrow you face a clear choice. Today you face a clear choice. 7 o'clock, when you get to the polling station, you must go determined that you shall give Team Unity another chance based on performance, based on our plans for the future. Only Team Unity has been so good. Never in a lifetime has any government come back to back double salary 4 times in a row. Only Team Unity has done it. We will be there for you in good times and bad times. In bad times, hurricane knock you down, Team Unity come to help you stand up again. In bad times, COVID came. Team Unity has been there to protect you from the importation of COVID. And a critical part of that protection was to keep our borders closed. So tonight, I want to remind all our citizens, wherever they are, the borders remain closed for your protection. Borders remain closed to protect the people of St. Kitts and Nevis from the COVID pandemic. We don't want persons to come here in their hundreds, in their thousands, overwhelm our health system. And when they go back, we hear up in ICU. We are hearing about deaths in St. Kitts and Nevis. We hear persons would look to us and said, "You tempted fate, why did you open up?" And so we say, for as long as it is necessary for health reasons, our borders shall remain closed. Team Unity has clearly demonstrated that we have a leadership that can take strong decisions. We have leadership that will work on principle. So we are not going to change our policies in midstream. They have been well thought out, well supported by science, and well supported by experience. Yes, we will not go back to the past with the same old debt, with the same old small homes built by the Labour Party. We will not go back to the past when our streets were tense and our people were afraid to walk the streets. Yes, we are asking you this morning not to allow your future to be destroyed by going back to the old-time government that we had. We need your vote. Team Unity need your vote. We need the vote of your family. We need the vote of your friends. We need the vote of your neighbor when the poll open at 7 a.m. to deliver that stronger and safer future.
Make sure you know we vote in our unity again.
So, in closing, I said to you, if you're voting in number 6, if you're voting in number 7, if you're voting in number 3, the symbol is the saw. Put your X in the box next to the saw. I said to you, if you're voting in number 1, if you're voting in number 2, if you're voting in number 4, if you're voting in number 5, if you're voting in number 8, cast your X by the hat, the vacant box by the hat. If you're voting in Nevis 9, if you're voting in Nevis 10, if you're voting in Nevis 11, you cast your X next to the box where the hammer as a symbol lies. We want to continue to build a stronger and safer future for every boy and girl, every man and every woman. And with your help, at 7 a.m. today, we can take St. Kitts and Nevis to the stronger and safer future. I say thanks to all our candidates. Thank you for coming forward for service. Thank you for committing to working together as a team. We shall win for the people today. Today begins the first day of the life of a new Team Unity administration. So God bless all the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts, I love you. I shall count on you to return the victory today. Thank you very much. Thank you in advance.
Well, after Well, that was our last public meeting going into victory at the polls tomorrow. Victory at the polls tomorrow. And so it gives me only last opportunity now to welcome on stage the Sugar Band as we lead the victory train down tomorrow. Thank you for your support at the polls tomorrow in advance.
Check, check. Check, check. Yeah, man. You're done now. A sugar banana. Yeah. Team Unity. Campaign 2020. A silver. Sugar. Future. Sugar banana. A sugar banana. Your line up. Watch out. Not only something start. Watch only something start. Watch only something start. Everybody doesn't play their part. Look how we master we are. Look how we master we craft. This is a master class. Officer, give me a pass. Come in the crew. We coming true. Me and my crew. We coming true. Me and my crew. Me and my crew. We coming true. Not 24-hour laptop. No more curfew. Something start. Look how the something start. Look how the something start. Look how the something start. Everybody just play them part. We are watch them out. Master we are. Pops. Amen. Sugar band loving, loving. It's all about love's tempo. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, oh. Sugar band, let's go, take it. When I was just a little boy, all I ever wanted was a musical toy. Now I've grown to realize, open up my eyes to this musical life. When I problem get you down, problem them they destroy. Let the music just play. Take my problems away. Come sing, don't stop the tempo. Come on, don't stop the tempo. Don't stop the tempo. Come on, don't stop the tempo. Let me go. Don't stop the tempo. Let me go. Don't stop the tempo. When the unity supporters on this net, on the train, what we tell them is the tempo of my life. What we tell them say, tempo of my life is the music, yes the music is the tempo of my music, yes the music, yes the music is the tempo of my life. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Everybody sing with me. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sugar band, say we live and we lively. Team Unity, come on, sing along. Come on, come on, come on, come on, give me the vibe. Give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. Yeah. Come on, come on, come on, come on, give me the vibes. Let me go. When they try to turn my vibes down low, but I look on them and I tell them. When they try to get inside my head, but soon find out them a move. When they try to stop this music, I can't refuse this sweet music. When they try to break it down, I can see it now, then I want the vibes. Many times I see them pray, jamming and some back and say, be ready for the vibes around the world, boy, let the music sing. Can you feel the vibes? Sing it down, now my people. Can you feel the vibes? Army. All about bad man. Going about my 2020 and forward. I see a stronger future. No. What we tell them? Huh. Something on my chest. Let me ask you a question. I wanna say what I want to say. I wanna say what I want to say. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I really wanna say it. Listen. People don't know ya, but they will judge ya. They talking about ya. There must be something about you. Stand in your place, talk in your part, talk with the dogs. Back from the past, but you're talking about me. I'm repressing, I'm doing my thing. I'm telling you, please don't judge me. Not in what you do, watch me. He don't like ugly, so tell him keep their eyes on me. Team unity, massive. What we tell them? Go, keep on talking, you can ballet. Big up Team Unity. Hello. And a long time in the air, Sugar Banana. All the ladies. You see when the thing over and we normalize. You see when the thing over and we normalize. First thing we want to do. Hey, y'all, come. Big up the ladies them all the time because without the ladies when I'm up. How you think we come here? this. Watch out, boom. When we come around, just once a year, and when you come around, you bring good cheer. But you wish you swept me off my feet and disappear. Now you're gone, gone. Tell me, 'cause you way how you treat me so, and then the tennis me say me nah let you, me nah let go. You way how you got me so, you coming like a series or an episode. Here's my explanation in this situation. There is must be one thing this could mean. So me say, can I bounce you on the lady? The way that you drive me crazy. You know that's a feel around the world, and now if we're out here waiting, 7 months to me anticipate to the bump and the wine of Mr. Gyrating. Can I bounce you love you that much? Back like a mountain lady. Yeah, I hope this year we have a. If you hear it, it's a version. Me love your man, me want your man, me need your man. Yeah. Ladies, don't fear to dance. You just can't pass the camera then. Don't fear to wind up. You just can't pass the camera then. Hear why? This one goes out to all of the girls that in a goodness right now. I am wearing good up, I need you to come to the front. And the girls them hold your position, and all the friends them hold your space. I need your full compliance, so I flow my eyes. Bend down, push back, ooh, girl, I like that. Bend down, push back, ooh, girl, I like that. No, this is the bad way you take over, no one clever you are. Come on, your friend, them, come on, your girl, them, show me your sexy dance. Show me your sexy dance, give me that. Girl, show me your sexy dance. Show me your sexy dance. Them are the Italians. The way how you're kicking and talking. Imagine now I see remote, and I am the one in control of it. And let me see your foot to the left, and let me see your foot to the right. Now bring it back straight to the front. And I want to see you bend down, push back. Ooh, girl, I like that. Bend down, push back. Ooh, girl, I like that. This is the part where you take the way back. How we say, grab all your friends, them, grab all your girl, them. Show me, watch out my girl, them. Show me your sexy dance, give me the rock. Show me your sexy dance. Show me your sexy dance. Put the ground down, rock, pop. Show me your sexy dance. A sugar banana. Army. Oh, na, 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 yeah. If you know, then you know, yeah. Hey, watch out. We all have the ground, we own it down. We let out the story. It's up and a Juve morning. Look, everybody coming in. Be ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump, we gon' make them turn up, we gon' make them wine, we gon' make them free up. Free the best of Bacchanal, in this little botanical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage, oh Lord, oh. When we coming down from the mountain, oh God, oh. When the spirit pumping in tongue, see me coming on. It's a banana, it's a banana. You can see it up and it does raise, oh Lord, oh. And the people tell them they cannot wait, oh Lord, oh. When the spirit jumping in tongue, see me jumping on. It's a banana, it's a banana. Hey, some boy got vexed with me, you know. But here what? True. Take time. Here what? Some boy gonna lose again tonight. Somebody gonna touch it for you. Somebody gonna touch it. Huh. Some boy gonna lose again tonight. Somebody gonna touch it for you. Listen, you go what she knows if you want. She gon' give it to who she want. Buster in a Wakanda. Don't let see for them man jamana. Take example from your banana. He never beat them banana. Because you know that. No, girl, no, 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 girl, no, 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 hey, someone to lose again tonight. Somebody gonna touch it for you. Somebody gonna touch it. Yeah. The thing what me see you do. Sugar man live and lively. Well, don't she want me tell you. Just do your thing. Just do your thing. Do it. Just do your thing. 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 Amen. Yeah. I want me tell them, say, yeah. Don't let them tell you nothing. Don't let them push you up. Just live your life. Do what you like. Don't let them tell you nothing. Don't let them push you up. Just live your life. Do what you like. Listen, what you want to do. The thing want me see you do. Do what you want to do. The thing want me see you do. Do what you want to do. The thing want me see you do. Do what you want to do. 1, 2, 3, come on. Just do your thing. 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 Do your thing. Yeah. Na. Let me real sugar head them there. Whoa, yeah. Tell some rookie gentlemen. How we stress there while I live off. You never know what instant disaster. Now me get down from the father. Never grew up in shapes like honey in the animal. All from I tell them the time to get rid of. Success I go make them sick away. I never jump like see so much a girl in my life. I never see. I never see so much a girl in my life. Sugar back to yeah, just like that. Yeah, just like that. Just like that. Give it just like that. Fuck it up, just like that. Fuck it up, just like that. Sing it up, just like that. Just like I never see so much a girl in my life. I never see. So much a girl in my life. Sugar back and know you're nice. Do it, do this. No, just like that. Just like that. Give it. Give it. Give it. Just like Mr. Tornado. 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 Level I said, sugar mommy love is we can't get enough of you. Sugar mommy love is somebody said turn on. Hey, I said some feelings have a hot. When the sugar man a walk. I said some feelings have a hot. When the sugar man a walk. I said this rhythm a go hot. Feel it. I said this rhythm a go hot. Feel it. I said this rhythm a go hot. Feel it. I said this rhythm a go hot. Feel it. I said this rhythm a go hot. Singing alive, don't trust us. Never. I said we not stop. Winning. Cause they don't like me. I said they want sugar and yeah. Me ask them. Me the care when they like me. Me the care when they like me. Me the care when they like me. Go up your mother. Go up your mother. Go up your mother. Me the care when they like me. Me the care when they like me. Me the care when they like me. Me the care. Go up your mother. Go up your mother. Go up your mother. That's enough time. Big up Team Unity, you don't know. I like ya. Hello. Set pressure was fine. We stay now in one so no one can style it. Stay now in one so no one can. Yo, sugar man alone, say we own, so no one can style it. So no one can style it. Sugar man alone, say we own, so no one can style it. So no one can style it. Just do you tomorrow. Just do you. Just do you. Do you. Do you. Let's go.
St. Kitts and Nevis! The date is set and the heat is on. And there's only one place to get the latest news and insights on the upcoming 2020 general election. ISKN. That's ISKN. Channel 95 on Ultra TV. Watch in-depth talks on issues that matter most. Go digital and take part in our nightly virtual public meetings. Celebrate 5 years of incredible progress with performances from the hottest local and regional entertainers. See the world through the eyes of our nation's youth. Get to know your future leaders and their plans for a stronger, safer future. All day, every day. ISKN has you covered.
Election Day in St. Kitts Nevis is this Friday, June 5th, 2020. And we have all got to do our part, get out and vote. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you're ready. You must have been on the registered voters list before March 30th, 2020. Visit your local constituency office or SKNIS to check your name. The voters list would also tell you where your polling station is. Get to the polls. Polls open at 7 a.m. on Friday. Remember to get to the polling stations early, join the line and practice social distancing. Stand 6 feet apart. You'll need to wear a mask and you'll probably want a bottle of water. Remember, on election day, you can't wear any party symbols, candidate names, or carry any political paraphernalia. You can vote with any valid government-issued photo ID. Once you've made it inside, present your form of ID to the registration clerk. You'll be asked to remove your mask, check your identity. You will be required to state your name, occupation, and address. Cast your vote. The presiding officer will present you with a ballot to explain the instructions. You will then be sent to go into the booth to make your mark. Ensure that it doesn't touch the side of the box on the ballot, or it will be considered spoiled. If you're having trouble, you can request a new ballot. Refold the ballot and return it to the officer. After giving it to the presiding officer, you will be asked to sanitize your hands before dipping your finger into the ink. Failure to do this will cause your vote to be declared spoiled. The presiding officer will then show you your ballot being deposited into the box. However, you can request to do it yourself. Now, you've done your civic duty and you're free to go. Remember, we made the progress because you made the change. Vote Team Unity for a stronger, safer future.